Let's start with the divine shower. I request Sharika for prayers and all of you to kindly join the prayers.
പാരം ദയാലുവായി ദാക്ഷിണ്യശാലിയായി വാഴുന്നോരീശ്വരൻ തിരുനാമത്തിൽ നിഖില ലോകങ്ങൾക്കുമേകരക്ഷകനാകും അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും. അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും. പരമകാരുണ്യവാൻ കരുണാനിധിയേ, വിധി പറയും ദിവസത്തിൻ ഏകാധിപനേ, നിയതമാരാധിപ്പൂ ഞങ്ങളങ്ങയെ മാത്രം സതതം സഹായമർത്ഥിപ്പതും തിരുമുമ്പിൽ നയിക്കണം ഞങ്ങളെ നേരായ മാർഗത്തിൽ. നിന്നനുഗ്രഹപാത്രമായോർ തൻ മാർഗത്തിൽ അങ്ങയാൽ കോപിക്കപ്പെട്ടോരുടെ വഴിയല്ല, സന്മാർഗഭ്രഷ്ടർ തൻ വഴിയിലുമല്ല. പാരം ദയാലുവായി ദാക്ഷിണ്യശാലിയായി വാഴുന്നോരീശ്വരൻ തിരുനാമത്തിൽ നിഖില ലോകങ്ങൾക്കുമേകരക്ഷകനാകും അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും. അഖിലേശ്വരനല്ലയോ സകല സ്തുതിയും.
So, with full excitement, let's dive into the program. Firstly, welcoming Dr. Judy M V, Professor and Head of the Department of Computer Application CUSAT. She has 20 plus years of teaching experience, serves as the Principal Investigator for various projects. It's my pleasure to kindly welcome Dr. Judy M V for the welcome speech. Welcome, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries, faculty members of CUSAT, as well as my colleagues, invited speakers, participants from various institutions, and my dear students, a very warm good morning to one and all. Before I start the honored job of welcoming, I take your permission to just say a few words about the summit. As we all know, data analytics is not just a tool, but it's the engine that drives economic growth, shapes the industries, and paves the way for a smarter and more connected future. Today, we are here to inaugurate the Analytics Summit, which is organized as part of an MOU signed between the Institute of Analytics, International Skill Development Corporation, ISDC, and Cochin University of Science and Technology. Just to talk about IOA, it is a professional body for analytics and data science professionals in UK and international. The IOA provides members with the opportunity to network with other professionals in the industry, to learn about career development opportunities, to share knowledge and expertise, and to access continuous professional development programs. And about ISDC, International Skill Development Corporation is a leading international provider for British education and skills with an active presence in India, working in partnership with an excess of 300 plus universities and higher education providers by developing and upgrading the academic degrees for future to seek external accreditations, memberships, qualifications that can be joined along with the university degrees. It's actually a proud moment today as CUSAT is achieving a milestone in accomplishing the university's vision, which is to become an institution of global standard by continuously improving its quality of academic activities. In this context, the summit will feature the official presentation of IOA accreditation certificates to 7 departments of CUSAT, a celebratory moment marking the successful accreditation of analytics-related programs. Additionally, the event will include a panel discussion with the industry experts providing valuable insights into the future of analytics. With this brief introduction about the summit, I now move on to the duty of welcoming the gathering. First and foremost, I welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor of CUSAT, Professor Dr. Junaid Bushiri, sir, whose august presence itself has graced the occasion. I welcome you, sir. I am extremely happy to welcome our revered Registrar of the University, Dr. Arun A.U., who offers a constant support to all the development activities of the University. Hearty welcome, sir. Dr. Sam Thomas, Director, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, CUSAT, is a vibrant personality and he works continuously towards the betterment of the university. I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Ms. Claire Hodgson, the Global Memberships Manager at the Institute of Analytics in the UK, is here with us to deliver the keynote address. I am pleased to welcome you, ma'am. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Head of Academics Analytics, ISDC Global. Welcome, ma'am. I welcome Dr. Harish Ramanathan, Director of the Office of International Relationships, who is actually the mastermind behind organizing the entire event. Welcome, sir. On behalf of the entire team, I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Liby Mathew, Deputy Vice President, Federal Bank, and all our invited speakers and participants of the workshop. I extend a warm welcome to my colleagues, Dr. Sakariya sir, Director, School of Management Studies, Dr. Vinu Varghese, Assistant Professor, DDUK, Dr. Delisha Vishwanathan, Professor and Head, School of Engineering, Dr. Pramod Pavitran, Professor, School of Engineering, who are with us. Dr. Sudeep sir also, I have seen you. Dr. Sudeep Ledam sir, Professor, School of Engineering, who are here with us to receive the certificates. My heartfelt welcome to all other deans, faculty members from CUSAT and other institutions, Mr. Arjun, and other members of ISDC and IOA, members of the press and media, my dear students, and all other dignitaries present today. I conclude by encouraging the delegates to participate with an increasing enthusiasm in all the activities and discussions throughout the summit, and I wish everyone a successful, insightful, and a fruitful knowledge sharing experience. Thank you, one and all.
Now, welcoming Dr. Junaid Bushri, our Honorable Vice Chancellor CUSAT. He had worked at Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. He has completed 2 research projects. His area of interest is so wide, which includes crystal growth, etc. With all respect, I invite you, sir, for the inaugural address. And let's mark the inauguration by lighting the lamp. I invite all the dignitaries for lighting the lamp.
A very warm good morning to all. Respectful Registrar Dr. Arun, Cochin University, Registrar Cochin University of Science and Technology, Dr. Judy, HOD Department of Computer Science and Application, respectful Dr. Sam Thomas, IQAC Director, Ms. Clary Hodgson, Institute of Analytics, Dr. Sakariya, Director, School of Management Studies, Dr. Delisha Vishwanathan, Associate, School of Engineering, CUSAT, Mr. Pramod Pavitran, School of Engineering, Professor Santosh Kumar, Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Dr. Harish Ramchandran, dear teachers, dear students, and people from media. It's actually a very happy moment for the Cochin University of Science and Technology is concerned. So, university got accreditation for our 4 of the prestigious departments from the Institute of Analytics. It is one of the important world recognizing body, particularly in the field of analytics. So, I'm very happy our courses conducted by the Master of Business Administration program conducted by the School of Management Studies, and the MCA program, Master of Computer Application program, and programs conducted by the DDUK, and Computer Science and IT programs conducted by the School of Engineering is accredited with the Institute of Analytics, UK. So this will be, this accreditation process enable our students at our university to get more visibility in the field of data analytics, and of course, this will in another way will help our students to get more employment opportunities. You know, the analysis of data is a very important area, particularly for in all type of activities, that means the future activities for the future planning. So the data will be of the different type of data will be there, descriptive data and continuous data, all type of data will be there. So analysis of this data, we have to take different strategies. But anyway, of course, for the business planning or other planning means as far as if you consider the case of an organization, if the organization wants to make some policies, and if in the another case, if you consider the case of an industry or a business firm, if they want to improve their business or their, if you want to decide their production strategy, or if they want to have a new they want to adopt a new policy with respect to their production and other related things and marketing, all these things, anyway, it is required the analysis of the data. So anyway, I'm very happy to know that our university, four of the prestigious department, got the accreditation from the this Institute of Analytics based at the UK. And I'm also thankful to the International Skill Development Corporation for assisting our university to get accreditation from the this Institute of Analytics. I hope this Analytics Summit will, of course, as per the title is concerned, is exploring new horizons. And I hope all of you will make a good interaction between the experts, those who came here for attending this program. And please make use of this interaction for your future career opportunities and for your skill development. I wish all the best for all participants for this program, and I am also thankful to the Institute of Analytics and the International Skill Development Corporation for helping us the internationalization of our university to and have more visibility of our university at the international level, because our target is the competitive to the international universities. I hope this event will make a fruitful event for all of you concerned. I wish all the success for this Analytics Summit, and with respect to, with a view to exploring new horizons, I take this opportunity to declare that this function is officially inaugurated. Thank you.
I invite all the guests to be on stage for the lamp lighting session on parts of inauguration. Hello. Now let's directly move to the distribution of the certificates. I kindly request Ms. Claire Hodgson to distribute the certificate. And also the Vice Chancellor and Registrar of CUSAT to receive the certificates, and I'll be inviting the certificate recipients. Dr. Zakaria K. Director, School of Management Studies, CUSAT. Dr. Delisha M. Vishwanathan, Associate Professor, School of Engineering, CUSAT. Dr. Pramod Pavitran, Associate Professor, School of Engineering, CUSAT. Dr. Judy M V, HOD, Department of Computer Application, CUSAT. Vinu Varghese, Assistant Professor, DDUK. Dr. Sudeep L. Adam for receiving the certificate. Thank you for giving the certificates. You may please step down. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Arun A.U., Registrar CUSAT, for the keynote address. He has bundle of paper published in journals on various aspects and also published papers in conference proceedings. I welcome you, sir, for the special address.
A warm welcome to all. Respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Junaid Bushri, Dr. Judy M V, HOD Department of Computer Application, Ms. Clary Hodgson, Global Membership Manager, Institute of Analytics, Dr. Sam Thomas, Director, IQAC, Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Head, Academics Analytics, Dr. Harish N. Ramanathan, Director, Office of International Relations, CUSAT, other dignitaries of the dais, teachers, participants, and my dear students. First of all, I would like to congratulate the team, though completely done the certification of nearly 5 departments, and they are also started a analytical summit in exploring new horizons. First of all, I would like to congratulate them. As far as accreditation is concerned or certification is concerned, nowadays, as far as university is concerned, we are already accredited with, and we are going for 4 type of accreditation starting from NAC. I think different institutions, I think ISO certification will be there for different organizations. In connection with that thing, nearly 5 departments of CUSAT would be able to have an accreditation or the assessment with this Institute of Analytics, UK. When a course is accredited or the analyzed with this institution, we will accredit it with a certificate. When a course is advertised, they can say that this course is certified by an international organization, and that quality they have to maintain, and it will be as the Vice Chancellor told, when international accreditation is there, the name of the CUSAT as well as the name of the department will be available throughout the world. So in this area, I think only 5 institutes already started this activity. I expect rest of our department, those who are handling large bulk of data and they need analytical techniques for the curriculum, they can come forward and they can have one way or another the accreditation process by this institute. As far as MOUs are concerned, our university is continuously doing MOU with different industrial sectors. I think in the coming week we are going to have an MOU with Keltron. I think we already have many MOU with Synthite Group, Geojit Group, and different organizations. We already have MOUs. Through MOUs, our main aim is to collaborate with the industry. We try to have an opportunity to provide an opportunity to our students to collaborate with the industry and providing enhancement in the skill. I think this era is mainly focusing on skill development. If any person is having sufficient skill in a specific area, I think normally the possibility of getting job will be comparatively high. So getting a skill in a specific area is very important. That's why in the FIUGP course also, we have introduced internship as a part of the course. I think, after completion of the second year, they have an internship course in the FIUGP in order to provide a skill enhancement opportunity for each and every students. As far as this summit is concerned, as far as the Institute of Analytics are concerned, when you are making a MOU with this organization, in the early morning I already discussed with the Director of International Relations, whether in the future, whether our students will get an opportunity to reach that nation and to get an exposure in a foreign nation regarding all these things. Nowadays, it is only an MOU for the academic collaboration. In future, why not you have a students center process such as our students would be able to go there and participate in their own program, and the students who are present in that area will come over our institute and will share the knowledge which is present in this thing. If you would be able to do in this area, it will be fruitful because our students will get a further experience, especially as far as the foreign education system is concerned, especially in the skilled area. So I think the Innovation Analytical Summit will explore a new area in this thing, and all the students will get an opportunity to interact with the different areas. I think, as all of you know, the analytics wing will be the one area where the future will be depending, because the bulk data we will be available one way or another. We have to process it and we have to use the different analytic technique, and all these things will be the future things. I think when the seminar is going on or the analytics summit is going on, you will get an immense opportunity to discuss with different experts in the area and different persons, and you will get different information in this area. So it will enable the students to move towards this area for your better future. I wish all the best for this program, and thank you.
Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sam Thomas, Director IQAC, for sharing an overview on achieving excellence of CUSAT accreditations.
Thank you. Most respected Vice Chancellor in his absence, Dr. Arun, Registrar CUSAT, Ms. Claire Hodgson, representing Institute of Analytics, Dr. Sheetal, representing ISDC, my good friends, Dr. Judy, Dr. Harish, and directors of the participating department, Dr. Sakaria, Dr. Dilisha, Dr. Pramod, and Dr. Santosh, the faculty colleagues, dear students. This is indeed a very important milestone for QSAT as we are formally recognized and accredited by Institute of Analytics. As all of us know, higher education has changed completely across the last few years. Whether you are talking about higher education in India or abroad, it is not the same anymore. Whether we are talking about policy changes like the new education policies, or we are talking about pedagogical changes like the online hybrid programs and simulation programs, etc., or the content, everything has changed. And if you really look at Indian scenario, we have more than 60,000 higher education institutions in this country. And we have thousands of universities. And now the question is, how do you really stand out? How do students ensure that they go to the right place? Whether you are studying in India or abroad, there is no compromise on quality. And we are all learning that. The place is probably the least important thing now when a student chooses a program. Whether you are doing it in India or abroad, you will ensure that you go to the right place. So now the question is, how do you choose the right place? And that is where we need to have global benchmarks. Benchmarks no more local, benchmarks are no more country specific. We are only talking about global benchmarks. And that is where accreditations do matter. And that is where rankings do matter. As all of you know, in QSAT we give a lot of importance to getting the best of accreditations, best of ranking. We are a highly ranked university in India. We are ranked 10th in the NIR of the most prestigious ranking done by Government of India. Among state universities, we are ranked 51 across the 60,000 institutions. Now we are also making a foray into the international ranking frameworks. We are ranked in the top 1,000 by QS Sustainability. Yesterday we just filed the ranking for Times Impact ranking. Now it is not just for the ranking per se. As I said, it is kind of confidence that we get that we are at par with anybody else in the world. And that is where I look at this accreditation by IOA as a very important milestone in this journey. This is again enhancing our reputation, telling the whole world that we are also moving at par with the best in the world. I really thank IOA for the gesture of accrediting QSAT. I really congratulate my colleagues, Dr. Harish Ramanathan and Dr. Judy, for spearheading this initiative. I know that this has been going for more than a year now, since we started the whole process of exchanging curriculum and then getting it vetted by experts and finally coming out with this accreditation. Now we have 5 programs accredited. And there are many more to come. We have 83 programs offered in this university. So there is a long way to go before we have all the programs accredited by IOA. It is very important for students that your program is benchmarked. Now analytics has become a way of life. It is no more a specialization. It is no more a program that we do. It is more like a way of life for anybody. It is all about how you look at a problem, how you analyze your data, how you solve an issue. And so every student, my feeling is that irrespective of the program that you do, every student should develop this analytical skill. It is no more, connected to computer science or management. It is for everybody. You may have a technical career. Many of you are looking at from the technology perspective, like, developing new technologies connected with analytics and artificial intelligence. There are a large number of startups who are actually working on that. And I'm sure that my technology students will be more than happy to join that bandwagon. And then there's a huge application orientation. Like that is why my management students are actually getting into, where analytics is for them in terms of excelling in their profession. Whether you're working in a bank, whether you're working in insurance, retail, for them analytics is all about applying these technologies and techniques and tools in their domain. We always tell them, you are a marketing analyst. When you are doing specialization in marketing, you should know how to use marketing analytic tools to ensure that you dig into the data, come out with the insights that a normal marketer will not have. And that is how you add value. So it is there for everyone. Recently I read an article where how, photonics is adopting many of these analytic techniques and AI tools to come out with what they call smart photonics. So it's across domains now. It's no more the privilege of few domains. So we have to have that kind of a mindset when we are looking at it. As I preach to the students, I should also confess that our usage of analytics from education administration is relatively less. I mean, I think QSAT should also, the administrators are also there. We are good at teaching students, but very poor at using tools for our own, data analytics purposes. Most of the education institutions, I understand, across the globe use analytics, learning analytics for understanding student preferences, understanding the market, and comparing with the best in the world and all that. So maybe our usage also has to go up. I'm sure these kind of initiatives will definitely help us also to ensure that we move the best in the world. So once again, big congratulations to the organizers. Thanks to IOA and all others, and my best wishes to all the students and participants of this program. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to welcome Claire Hodgson, the Global Membership Manager at the Institute of Analytics in the United Kingdom. With a deep commitment to democratizing access, years of lifelong learning, Claire brings over 20 years of experience in the UK education system. Beyond her educational leadership, Claire is a vocal advocate for the power of mindset in achieving personal success and empowering individuals to be the agents. I welcome you, ma'am, for the keynote address.
Thank you. Hello, friends and colleagues. It's a great honor to be here today at QSAT University and speak on behalf of the Institute of Analytics, or as we call it, the IOA. It's our mission to put human beings at the heart of machine team and expand our community around the world. And that's why we've partnered with ISDC to deliver IOA accredited courses here in India. My name is Claire Hodgson. I'm Global Memberships Manager for the IOA. I have spent 22 years in the education system in the UK before I joined the IOA. Please connect with me on LinkedIn and follow the IOA on LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. This is an extraordinary period of rapid change through digital transformation, which will disrupt every area of our lives, but particularly our jobs and businesses. The AI and digital transformation ship is setting sail. And if you're not on board, you're going to be left behind. I heard an excellent talk in the UK given by a UK celebrity tech entrepreneur called Piers Linney. He recently called this period of change a once-in-a-species opportunity. Piers has launched a company which helps businesses to leverage AI and augmented digital employees. It's cutting-edge stuff. I recommend using the QR code to see his business and to watch him on YouTube speak. It's very interesting. His predictions for business in the coming years, if you're interested, are very interesting. We know that 94% of the world will need to upskill or reskill before 2030. This is not a choice, and we need a workforce who are ready. A workforce who are ready, but who also care about society and want to make it a better place for all and understand how to use data ethically. Ethics is at the core of what we do and what we advocate in our training. Data science is a multidisciplinary profession and cuts across every sector. Employers are looking for domain knowledge in their new employees. So students, you need to decide what you are passionate about so that you can specialize in a sector and gain that sector knowledge, whether that is healthcare, sport, HR, space, or agriculture, or gaming. These are the top hard and soft skills that 16,000 employers said they were looking for. We need our graduates to be creative problem solvers as well as excellent analysts who have ideas to help the business to innovate. As well as digital skills and data skills, they also need project management skills. This means employers want graduates to be good communicators who can collaborate and lead teams throughout a project lifecycle. They need to be able to speak both the red language of business and the blue language of analytics, and combine this into what we call purple people. These people can speak clearly the business language and clearly the technology language to non-technical colleagues and explain to them what the data is showing and can take action from those insights. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they are both very purple. So who are we and what makes us different to regular course providers? Well, firstly, we are not course providers. The Institute of Analytics is an international professional membership body for the data industry. We have set the standard for analytics, and we advise governments and embassies. We accredit courses and provide membership to thousands of people around the world. And we provide training. The IOA is a community made of wide-ranging industries and expertise. We have members such as the Chief Data Officer for the UK Prime Minister's Office and her team, to banking and public services and everything in between. Have you heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with? Well, let's surround ourselves with the best people. IOA membership for students on accredited courses comes with the package as standard. When students graduate with their degree, they also get an IOA certificate and their membership certificate to add to their LinkedIn profile and resume. What other benefits do they get with membership? We offer student sessions, perhaps on employability or another particular skill. We have monthly webinars and masterclasses, weekly blogs and articles, plus a newsletter to keep you up to date in the field. They also gain the status of having a professional industry membership as a student, which is highly desirable to employers. and shows that they care about staying relevant and ethical. As graduates, they are able to move up to associate grade, where they can have the use of the post-nominal after their name, AIOA. Our members also benefit from our own hands-on training. We provide a vast suite of practical, technical courses which add another layer of applied skills which students can add to their CV and professional profile. We provide full access to Data Camp and Data Quest for data and AI courses, career tracks, and licensed technology certificates, as well as our communication, visualizations, ethics and governance, and leadership training. All of our accredited courses and our on-demand training align to our analyst competency framework. This framework is an industry standard for the full set of rounded skills that data professionals need in line with data industry expectations. There are many pathways and careers involving data, and our membership can support all of them. Here are just some of the licensed technologies that can be learned in our learning portal. We encourage students to add to their skill set according to their industry. These are all included in membership. And here are a few more examples of certifications before I finish. So that is what membership looks like, and this is the end of my talk. I hope it gives you a flavor of who we are and what makes us different. We really hope that you will join the IOA. Thank you.
Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Head Academics Analytics ISDC. She has over 27 years of rich experience in industry and academia. She is certified as a full member of IOA. She has been featured as one of the India's 20 Pragmatic Women Leaders 2022 by Academics Insights for her contribution towards societal upliftment and the educational society. I'm welcoming ma'am for the felicitation. Welcome, ma'am.
So good morning, everyone. I'm still telling morning because I'm telling you for the first time. And I would like to thank everybody from CUSAT for this wonderful organization in association, yes, with ISDC and IOA. So you've been hearing from morning about IOA, ISDC, collaborating with CUSAT, etc. Just a small brief about this. Claire has just mentioned to you about what IOA is all about, Institute of Analytics, and how it will help. So ISDC, we work closely, and we bring out the accreditation for the courses, whatever will be here at CUSAT, and the delivery of it, either it is from CUSAT and ISDC collaborated. Now, what are the advantages that you get from IOA certifications? on the portal, Claire had mentioned in one of the slides, I don't know how much you've paid attention to it. Every industry looks at your overall development. I know that most of you, I think probably everybody is from engineering background, doing engineering courses or science. Yes? Management is also there? Wonderful. So, that is a total combination. And most of even the engineers, it's not necessary that they want to go in only for coding or things like this. We will discuss more this in the panel discussion, so I won't bring out too many points here. We need an overall development for everybody. So that is what is the IOA flavor over here. You have knowledge and skills is already there. Along with that, you need communication skills, you need ethics, you need governance. You already know that there can be a lot of misuse with AI and AI tools. So ethics is very, very important. And industry does look into that how much of it are you going to abide by ethics and how much of governance, leadership skills, communication skills. Total individual needs to have all of this. And the IOA portal has, through DataCamp and DataQuest, all these courses available for you and to make use of it so that you have an overall development and be completely industry ready. That is in a very brief nutshell, and we are having more details into this as we go forward. So I don't want to take too much time into this right now. So thank you.
Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Harish and Ramanathan, Director, Office of International Relations, CUSAT, for a vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to all. Most respected delegates from IOA, ISDC, Federal Bank, my colleagues from CUSAT, my dear students. Since we are running out of time, 5 minutes extra that we have taken. Now I'll just move on to my duty. This is in fact a moment of privilege, pride for all of us in the CUSAT. Ours is the first university to go for a tripartite agreement like this to associate with international agencies for the upliftment and the strengthening of our curriculum. There are many people who actually worked behind that. So my overall duty is to actually thank each and every one of us. So as you all know, everything, the decisions normally come from the leadership. So in that respect, I would like to really thank Dr. Junaid Bushari, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. U. Arun, the Honorable Registrar, Director of IQAC, Dr. Sam Thomas, our former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shankaran Sir, our former Registrar, Dr. V. Meera, because in fact, this discussion started in the year 2022. 2023, we have signed the MOU agreement, and 2024 that we were able to complete accreditation for 5 departments. So this is, the decision is right from the leadership, and we were able to disseminate it until the execution ground. So in that respect, I would like to say a big thanks for all the directors and the head of the departments, because MOU otherwise will be just in papers. So I really appreciate all the head of the departments and the directors, specifically Dr. Sakaria K.A., Dr. Judy M V, Dr. Delisha, Mr. Pramod Pavitran, Dr. Santosh Kumar S. of DDUKK, and a big thanks to the whole team from ISDC, led by Jisha, Arjun, Sharath, specifically the leadership of ISDC as well, Mr. Tom Joseph, Sean Babu, and all the people. And we are very thankful to Claire Hodgson. The whole team except you have already visited CUSAT, and we expect more and more people also to come to CUSAT. So this is a welcome from our side. I hope since all the 5 departments are onboarded, I think we may have all the functions. No, probably you may need to charter a flight to fly all the month to CUSAT probably, because you have a very vibrant, no, lot of students here. And all the departments know that we can, in their own spheres, that they excel. So we hope to organize more programs, colloquiums, summits like this, conferences, and maybe hackathons and things like that, which are technically that excel in those areas. Of course, a big thanks I owe to Sheetal Mahendher for flying all to Kochi. For participating in this program, as well as being the panelist for the discussion what we are about to have. I also would like to thank Mr. Liby Mathew, Head of Analytics Federal Bank, who had consented to be one of our panelists. So immediately after this, the panel discussion also will start. Especially, I think almost all the HODs, even though I have mentioned about their name, but again, to Sakaria sir, to Judy, because I was actually contacting them for the conduct of this event. In SMS, they were having all the examination, but again, they have also consented that they also will do the program. And a big thanks to Judy as well. In a short span of time, she made all the arrangements here, arranging for the program, coordinating with the other departments to invite all the students and other people here. Of course, the man who behind this is Arjun and his team. A big salute to you for organizing it beautifully well. Of course, the staff members at Office of International Relations and IQAC, because this is a place from where it actually started. And thank you, Sam sir, for all the leadership and the strategic support what you have given. Because a tri-party agreement, I think this probably may be the first of its own. In that sense, convincing others and taking a strategic decision probably may be difficult. But again, thanks to all your efforts on those lines. So now the official inauguration, the triggering is actually over. So now it is all to the students. So Claire had already spoken about what all benefits that you can have on this. So I think the ISDC IOA team will be in touch with you. So they'll be telling you more about the memberships and how that you will be able to benefit from that. So what we want to actually see, the leadership actually want to see us, students finally should be getting benefited out of it, and more programs that we would like to see the IOA ISDC badge in that. So I hope more and more activities that we can plan in the future. And thanks a lot. I think I have not missed anyone out. And the big thanks to all the students who have come here from different departments, School of Engineering, Management, DDU, KK, Department of Computer Application, School of Engineering also I have told. So thanks a lot. So now we are not taking too much of time. So I think the next function is the panel discussion. So please be here immediately, that we'll be starting the event also. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Into the core of the program here, a panel discussion is a formal event where a group of experts or guest speakers called panelists discuss a topic in front of the audience. Now, we are going to witness a panel discussion here at the Analytics Summit where we explore the new horizons. Here, for the panel discussion, we have the moderator, Dr. Judy M V, HOD, Department of Computer Applications, CUSAT. And we have the speakers here, Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Head Academics, Analytics, ISDC. Ms. Claire Hodgson, Global Memberships Manager, IOA. Dr. Sam Thompson, Director, IQAC. And Mr. Liby Mathew, Head Analytics, Federal Bank. Welcoming Mr. Liby Mathew. He is a passionate and experienced AI/ML professional with proven success in building successful algorithms and predictive models for solving real-world financial problems. Highly dedicated and having strong financial acumen with broad expertise gained through qualifications, knowledge, and experience, organizations in making data-driven sound financial decisions. Welcoming all the four speakers and the moderator for the panel discussion session. Let's start the panel discussion. I invite the moderator, Dr. Judy M V, to be on the stage for the panel discussion, and inviting the speakers, Dr. Sheetal Mahendher, Ms. Claire Hodgson, Dr. Sam Thomas, and Mr. Liby Mathew to be on stage for the panel discussion. Welcoming you all for panel discussion.
Good afternoon. So we have been hearing a lot since morning about data analytics, data, IOA, ISDC. And now this is actually for this panel discussion is intended to benefit the students who are here because the courses are accredited with IOA. And we have just brainstormed few questions. So we will be starting the discussion based on that. But at the end of the formal, kind of whatever I am going to trigger them to get some inputs from them. But after that, it is left to the students. So, yeah, and I am happy that various faculty members have come from other institutes also, and probably they are in the due course of accreditation of their courses with IOA, or they want to know how this will benefit so that they can do it with do the accreditation at their institute also. So we'll just start with the formal questions, and I want the students to take up, to ask few more questions at the end of this so that you have such an eminent bouquet of panel members here. So it's an opportunity for the students to directly interact with them and ask them and find out how it will be beneficial for you and what you have to equip yourself so that you have a brighter career and future, especially in the field of data analytics. So as said, now we know data is the new oil, and any discipline that you are studying in, it is all data driven. That's what is understood. So let's start this. I would like to welcome all the panelists, and I would like to ask Dr. Sheetal about what foundational skills are necessary for students, like mathematical or programming skills are necessary if they are taking up a course like this. And in the course, due course, how are these skills being assessed?
Okay, thank you. So, thank you for this welcome, and I'll address this question as what foundational skills are required. Now, most of the time you hear that you have to have mathematics, you have to have computer skills, and only then you can do analytics, etc. And as I already got to know that few management students are also seated here, and you would definitely want to know whether all these skills are necessary and is it a must. Now, mathematics at school level, I think we all study. Now, going beyond that, some would have studied it later in +1, +2, or graduation if you're postgraduates, or if you're UG students, you've still not reached that level. Having said that, analytics, you don't require as a must either mathematics or computer skills. There are various I should say streams in the analytics also. Now, somebody would, if you're from engineering background, you may go ahead for data engineer. So when you're going for that, the skills required are a little different, and you may be doing more of coding, etc., for other applications to be generated. Now, but if you're going into business intelligence, a data analyst or a business analyst, then it is not necessary that you're going to do a lot of coding, or you're not going to sit and develop something. You're going to use already what is developed. Mainly, you need to have good knowledge about statistics. Analysis, if I say even the basic, if I want to just analyze the crowd that is sitting here, and if I say there is 40% girls and 60% male over here, it's basic average. So I'm talking nothing but statistics. And when I'm going to do more and more of this, it is all statistics, and I think everybody learns statistics in your courses. And even if you're not learning, the courses are so designed that all the concepts are explained, and then you are using them with already that is built-in tools. So the learning is for everyone, whether you're an engineer, non-engineering background, management. I've had students in the past who also come from history, geography, arts, hotel management. Various students are there, and it's open for all. So foundational skills, if I say, the basic foundation, everybody has it in school. After that, whether you have, again, continued with maths or not, will not make a huge difference, because it depends on which stream you want to go into. So there is opening for everybody there. And I think continuation of the question was, how is it monitored your skills over the period of time? So as you're going and doing various courses that are lined up. Now, as I mentioned, if you're an engineer, you will be going into the kind of courses which are aligned for engineering. So you will also be doing visualization. You also learn databases, and you also do model building, etc. Apart from that, extracting data, using it, these are the extra things that the engineers go into. But if you're a management student, or it could be services or any other stream that you are from, it is aligned with your domain-specific interests that you go on with, and your progress is through the continuous assessments, your certifications which you add on from IOA, your assessments in class, mini projects that are given to you, and at the end, the capstone project. So we know that overall you have developed from step by step and completed the course. So that is your gradual evaluation throughout. I think
Thank you.
is what-
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Claire, I would like to ask you, during the presentation, we have seen that there are different roles, job roles that you mentioned about data analyst, data scientist, business analyst, and so on. So can you be more specific on what technical and soft skills are necessary for each role? And how can they just specialize on that particular job role, focusing on that, or is it a progressive approach that they get into a hierarchy of it?
So as I was saying, and as Dr. Sheetal was saying, it's very important that you have a specialization and that you understand what your passions are, and that needs to be where you focus. So if you are passionate and want to work in a particular domain, like HR or logistics or medicines, you need to decide what that is, and then that will really focus you into what you need to learn. For all of the roles, you need all of those soft skills. That doesn't matter where you're going. A really good employee is a good communicator, and they need to be able to talk to colleagues who are not technical specialists. So the general soft skills, such as being able to explain something to somebody else, use visualizations clearly to explain what you're suggesting or what the data shows, in a very easily digestible manner, is really important. And that doesn't matter where you go. In terms of jobs, there are all sorts of different types of jobs, and new jobs are coming on board all the time. I wrote a few down because I just couldn't remember them all. There are so many, and there are exciting opportunities developing in small companies. There has been the first 3-person billion-dollar unicorn company with just 3 employees. So you don't have to go and work for a big company, but you still do need to have all of those soft skills that I was talking about earlier. So let me just tell you a few that I wrote down because they were interesting and very well paid jobs. So data science manager, that's a really well-paid job. I have written down here from one of my other slides I didn't share today. That's a salary of between $130,000 per year to $273,000 per year. Very well paid. Financial analyst, big data analyst, data journalist, decision scientist, supply chain data analyst, AI auditor, data compliance and privacy officer, AI integration officer, AI researcher, database architect, NLP engineer, statistical analyst, quantitative analyst, machine learning engineer, data analyst, business analyst, cloud engineer. There's a lot there. But you also need to have the skills in the technologies and the software that is relevant to the industry in which you want to work, such as you need to understand how to use Tableau. That's great for business. It's point and click. You don't need to know coding, but it's a great way to create visualizations for lots of different types of data. And I think in terms of understanding the different formats of data, that's changed. So we now have lots of unstructured data, such as photographs, video, voice data from telephone calls, that AI can pull out the information to help your business improve or to consider risks and predict the future for the business in terms of where the business can improve and find efficiencies. So there are lots of rounded skills that are needed, but for all of the jobs, it's definitely your domain knowledge is needed and your communication and those soft skills working in a team.
That's the purple.
Purple people, that's
Purple
what we
people.
need.
So probably that should be the intention of everybody, you know, all the
That's
students
right.
to become a purple people. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Think
you.
of Elon Musk. You need to speak the business, but speak the technology, speak the technical language. Purple. Think purple.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Claire. This is. I would like to ask Dr. Sam, sir. This is regarding from the academic point of view. So we have been introducing this AI-related courses, ML-related courses, or data analytics into almost all the streams of the university. So how does this help us in getting our rankings high, or how does it help the institution to be benchmarked in a higher standard?
Well, I mean, as I mentioned already, ranking has become a very important issue. Accreditation has become a very important concern for all academic institutions. I know that there are a lot of teachers also sitting here. And students also do matter because everyone wants to be graduating from an institution which is highly ranked. Now, when you observe accreditation process over these years, something that I have seen is that it has become highly data-driven. There was a time when it was more of subjective. I remember even Indian ranking frameworks like NAC and all used to be, more of collecting reports. We used to file 1,000 pages report and all. And, somebody used to read and subjectively assign marks. But of late, this is becoming less important. And now currently, NAC is more like 70% data-driven. They're planning to make it 90-95% data-driven. International accreditation frameworks are all data-driven. And one more observation that we find is that they don't collect data from us anymore. Like if you look at Times ranking or QS ranking, you find that the data that you submit is maybe limited to 30%. And the 70% data they fetch by themselves, the analytics at work. Whether you're talking about publication data, it is all fetched from Scopus Analytics or Web of Science Analytics. You don't give anything. Even perception data, they pick it up from social media like, LinkedIn and all that, so they don't ask us. Even factual data, many times they fetch it from the site, or even if we give it to them, they will obviously cross-check and ask you, your site says this and you say that. Why there is a discrepancy of maybe 100 students? Maybe a very small for us, but then it matters. So I visualize soon we will reach a stage where they don't ask you, just give you a rank. I mean, maybe we don't have any work at IQAC, we don't have to give any reports or anything, they just publish a rank. Because it's all there in the public domain, analytic tools at work. And so we have to be very careful and coordinate, like as they very rightly said. The coordinating these data sources become a very major challenge for us now. The way we appear in our website, the way we appear, even students, the way you write about us, maybe it will pick from your social media profiles. So all of us will have to speak the same language, ensure that we present the same data, that is a huge challenge. I do not know. How do you do that? You are no more controlling the data that is going to an accreditation or ranking agency. Rather, you can probably coordinate and request or I don't know what to do, I mean, how to do that, but that is becoming very challenging and sometimes even frightening also. That the moment you are given all accreditation without even asking you, the way it is going now, that is there. I mean, so that is how I look at the impact. From the student perspective, yes, courses do matter because a lot of accreditation frameworks now ask for what percentage of courses have AI content, what percentage of them, encourage them to use analytics in their domain. Those kind of questions are regularly asked. Again, I mean, we have to present them with the course content and we upload the syllabus, and the agencies probably AI tools will scrap through entire data set and finally give you a score. So most of the scores are given. So we ensure that our curriculum are regularly updated. We have a policy of updating curriculum once in 3 years compulsorily. Now I think maybe we'll have to do it every year to ensure that the latest technologies are brought into the curriculum irrespective of the program you do. And that way we are at par with maybe anybody else in the world.
Thank you, sir. I think probably now NEP mandates, no, that we should have some courses mandatory on ethics as well as environment science. They may mandate that we should have at least some percentage of courses on data analytics and AI.
Yes, and it is not just ethics. Again, since you mentioned that, we go through a stage earlier. We talk about knowing as the most important part of teaching or learning, where you have to know things. From there, we move to what we call doing, where a lot of focus on exercises, projects, internships, etc. Now people talk about being. Being is where the ethics matter. How do you become a socially responsible professional where your practical knowledge and technical knowledge, the knowing and the doing, is put to the right use. Their ethics do matter. So probably we'll have to train the students on being the right professional, or maybe an ethically sound professional. That is a challenge now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Libby, Head of Analytics. So we would like to hear certain things from you, because I think now industry also is looking into analytics. A data-driven culture is there for customer segmentation and to maintain the competence with other industries. So what are the challenges you face as in a leadership role to bring in this data-driven culture so that you are at par with other industries? What are the basic challenges that industry face?
Thank you. As you said in the beginning, data is the new oil. And for a company, analytics is the engine, the internal combustion engine that is going to use the oil. Because getting the oil and keeping it inside is of no use. Data analytics, or maybe in our companies, we used to call it as data science or decision science, because decisions are made based on data. Ultimately, every organization, every company is trying to solve some kind of problem. They are facing some problem and they are going to solve it. Some years back, this was actually happening for decades or maybe for 100 years. Till some time back, what companies were trying to use was, they were relying on the gut feeling of the managers. But what the manager feels, that is right. Because there's no proof to show that that is not right. Normally, manager takes about 10 decisions. 5 of them will go wrong, 5 will go right. But that was enough, because in every company, that was actually what was happening. So there was no problem. Then comes the data-driven culture. It's a new culture itself. It's not just some action or activities. It's a culture. It is called a data-driven culture. Data first culture, because you should be looking at the data first. At that point of time, when a company is taking decision based on gut feeling only, 5 of them are going wrong and 5 of them are going right. But a data-driven company is taking decision based on data, the chances of going wrong reduces substantially. Normally, 9 out of 10 decisions will go right based on decisions that are taken on data. So what happens is that the competitive advantage of the organization which uses data is actually increasing. Those companies which are not using data are getting outdated. They are getting thrown out into the market. That's why it is known as decision science, because decisions are made on data. But saying is very easy. So many challenges are there for an organization to switch from a normal culture to a data-driven culture, a data-first culture. The first thing itself is the culture itself, because people are used to work with gut feeling decision making, and many a time a decision will go right. So why should I change? So imbibing to that culture itself is very difficult, but around the world, managers know that now a data-driven culture is required, it's necessary. It's not an option now. So companies willingly are changing the culture from a normal organization to a data-driven organization. But the second thing is the biggest challenge. That is the lack of quality resources. Almost every organization around the world is facing acute shortage of quality resources in the field of analytics. Because when you say that, okay, you want an analytics professional, it doesn't mean that somebody who we can just hire someone and just use it. Being an analytical professional requires so many skills. It's not only about skills, it's about understanding the data. So it's not just about skills, I mean the data only. Just mentioned previously, ethics is also very much important. You might have heard about data breaches happening worldwide. Many of you don't understand the impact of a data breach happening, especially if it is happened because of a resource or an employee taking irresponsibility. That's why responsible resource knowing quality analytics skill set is very much important for every organization, and there's an acute shortage of such resources. So resource quality, resource skill sets, all these things do matters, and that is something every organization faces. And data literacy is also a big problem. Data illiteracy is actually happening there because people are having data and they don't know what to do with that data. Because ultimately you are getting some data, you have to leverage the data and generate insights out of the data. Otherwise, that data is of no use. You have to get insights of data, and that insight will be used for decision making. That's why understanding tools is very much important. Because suppose you are having a dashboard or maybe some tools available, only then you can use data out of that one. Because the amount of data that is generated on a daily basis is too much. I'm not going into the Google data or something like that. In a bank like ours, per day more than 3-4 crore transactions happening on a daily basis. And to make any decision, you need to look into at least 1 year data. So just imagine how much data we have to look into for making any decision. You can't simply look into that data and make a decision. You have to know how to understand the data, how to find the patterns, how to see the trends, all those things, what is actually happening there. So data literacy, data resources, data quality, data skill sets, all are big challenges, big challenges that every organization, including ours, are facing. But the most important thing is a data-first culture. Any problem we are facing, we have to first go for, okay, what's the data behind that one? And another big challenge is that, yes, we have to go for data, but for making decisions, we have to store the data first. For example, we are sitting here. We are making some discussions. But if you're not storing this data, you can reuse it again. That's why the recording is happening, and we are having a data available for that one. Suppose there's no recording available, what happens is that it has to be fetched from your brain. Definitely there's a loss of data. So data availability itself is a big problem, challenge, or every organization is facing. That's why data engineers are also in very much demand, because for every organization, this data is required at some level that we should be able to process the data. So data is required in a structured way to be able to process, and a resource to understand the data and make use of data is very much important. These are the big cultural problems that we are facing. Not only we, every organization faces around the globe in the world of analytics.
Thank you so much. You have been explaining a lot of problems, but for the students, they are all opportunities. So I'm very happy to hear that a lot of problems are there. We have to equip them with that because the way, as you said, is true because they have been using machine learning algorithms for doing all this. But then they should know how to interpret the results and then explain at the managerial level. That is very important to gain insights. So that portion, that part of it, we have to focus more on. So probably that's a gap in the syllabus that we give not much on data visualization and interpretations. I think so. I don't know. Other faculty members are there, but that's one thing which I could gain from there. Now at this point, you want the students, you are sitting here and you are going closer to the lunch break, but still you want me to break here, or can I take one more round of questions with the panelists, or you want to ask any questions at this point of time? Or can we have few? Yeah.
No. I was not saying that you should be just look at the data and make a decision. It's not that way. What I was saying was that previously what happens was there's no other option. We have to go for the heuristic. I mean, just think about, okay, I think this is the right decision. That is happening in the previous years, mainly because there was no other option available. That was the reason. It's not because there was an option available, but they are going that way. Even in this data-driven world, so much companies are falling. I mean, companies are getting closed. It's not that a data-driven decision-making is going to be a solution for all problems. It's not that way. But what I'm saying was that now managers are using the gut feeling and the data available. It's getting not an or combination, it's an and combination. Because, as I already mentioned, suppose we are taking 10 decisions and 5 are gut feeling decisions and 5 are data-driven decisions. Now, if they are taking 10 decisions out of this data-driven, they are using these 5 decisions that they have already taken, they are validating it, whether my decision was right. So now they are getting a feeling that, okay, what I have decided is right in these 5 cases. And in these 5 cases, I can rethink. It's not that he should go in that way, because there are situations where we are going to launch, for example, a new product. We have no history available. No company has launched such a product. Then we have to go for some gut feeling also. I'm not saying that we should be going only looking at the data and making a decision. Then actually it is going to be a more machine-driven world. I mean, a machine can do it. It's not that way. Ultimately, we are going to use the human intelligence itself, but the support of the data is going to be an added advantage for those organizations which uses data.
Yeah.
It's not going to be replacing.
What to summarize, what I understood from what he says is that earlier we had experts' decision because the intuitions from the experts, because they have been working there, the experience, their knowledge was the only way to explain things. But now things are recorded, and then you have a proof and validation point where people can assist in humans. Am I right, sir?
Sure, definitely.
So that's how it has been in the data-driven world. Okay, so any other question, or I will take up another round? Yes.
So the question I wanted to ask you all was, what form of job security can we expect from a career in data analytics with the rise of unemployment due to AI? I'm sure we know that the majority of the world is a capitalist-driven society, which is intended on making maximum profits and reducing losses. So, basically my question. There have been many articles where AI models, neural networks, models have been created that had been trained on data from professionals, and then the professionals are let go from their employment, and these AI models are used. So my question is, like, if we were to pursue a job in this sector, what kind of job security could we hope to expect?
You would like? Yeah, please.
It's a really good question, and it's the question that everyone's asking all over the world. What's going to happen with AI? Is it going to take my job? Our answer is some jobs it will automate. There'll be automation of some. So anything that can be done on an Excel spreadsheet probably can be automated. So if it's just that level of work. So you really need to up your skills, and the skills that you need are your human skills, your decision-making skills, your ethics, your ideas, your creativity, and your innovation, and how you can apply these new opportunities that are coming to society problems and to business problems. There's some amazing things that are happening now with using AI to solve disease, to find different answers to cure diseases. So there will be newer things which come along. So you need to make sure that your skills stay current, and as we transition into this new world, that you are making sure that you are staying up to date with what's happening. So whatever career, I don't know what particular kind of area you're looking at, but there are new opportunities coming along all the time. But I would say, I was talking about Piers Linney earlier from the UK. He's got a really interesting take on this, and he thinks this is like the Industrial Revolution. It's the decision and data revolution, which is going to transform a lot of things, and we're at the bottom of a very, very, very steep curve. So we're here, and we're going to go up. So really, it's come along for the journey. It's your mindset, so much about mindset. In terms of, like you were saying, the culture of this is to be open to learn and to make sure that you're staying up to date. So this isn't going to go away, and this is how the world is going to move. And it's really being open to learning and seeing what's going on in the world, who's developing what, and making sure that you are making sure that you can use all these different types of data. So if you are using, if you want to learn to go into a business and you're using just one type of data, like I said, on Excel, for example, it probably is going to be automated because that's so easy to automate, right? And it's going to save money. But the machine and human team can now be really effective and really efficient. So it's really learning how to work with machines and how to work with decision-making software tools. Whatever your domain is, it's really learning how do I optimize and leverage AI and leverage the software to be really good at forward thinking and solving more problems. So it's trying to work with efficiencies. So there are lots and lots of ways that this is going to be good. There are some areas of jobs which they will be automated, but you need to just make sure that you're staying up to date.
Okay, so from both the panelists, you got the same answer. It's only a change of skill set. First, initially when computerization came in, then internet came in, internet banking came, digitalization came, people said, no, there's going to be a lot of job loss, and it's not like that. It's just another skill set that you have to develop, and as she said, we have to keep going, update ourselves. There are a lot of opportunities that are coming up. Certain jobs are automated, but then certain new skills are to be developed. Like we heard about the chat GPTs taking up other HR jobs and it is doing all that. No, but then what to do with, how to develop chat GPTs? How can we fine tune this chat GPTs? What are the AI trust, like what trust management skills we need to do when we are working on generative AI? So another set of skills need to be developed. So I feel in the field of computer science, we have to keep running to stand where we are. So we should have an intent. That's what almost all the panelists also mentioned here. We should have a mindset to keep updating ourselves. So there's always a lot of opportunities than other disciplines actually. Okay, so can I just take up another round, one quick round with very few questions, because I
I just wanted to start with you, Dr. Sheetal. So I wanted to ask you, okay, how critical are these internships and hands-on experience for the students when they take up any analytics course? And will that help them to, for a better opportunity in for the job?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, how critical are internships? So whether you are from engineering management background, most of the students go in for internship. It's a part of the curriculum itself. If you're doing PGDM or MBA, it is a compulsory thing to do summer internships. And even engineers are doing internships at their breaks. I think it is a compulsory part at the end of your third year, or yes, it is there, right? So it is there for everybody. Internships are compulsory because you're putting into practical use of whatever you've studied. That is where you actually see how it is being implemented. Now, let me just take analytics. So say you're learning data visualization tools where you learn the presentation skills, the dashboards, the making a storyline, which is needed for anybody to present at any board meetings or to the higher management so that decisions can be taken. That is one of the things. Now you are learning, say, various models that you're building. Okay, you are practicing in classroom with the data sets that are available online, whether from Kaggle or any other data set that's available, live data sets, company data sets you're taking and working. But when you do your own project, say you are collecting a data, trying to find a problem in the society, you're taking that, you're finding out, making your own questionnaire, collecting data, then you're solving it, interpreting it, coming out with solutions, submitting. It's a complete project. That is one of the things. Going to an organization and working there is your internship. So there you are practically taking up the problem during your internship, working on it. The experience that you get for applying all that you learned throughout your semesters, maybe 4, 5, or 2, whichever semesters you've completed, and you're applying all that you learned practically, the experience that you get there is immense, which helps you for your jobs, your interviews, the confidence that you get in answering the questions. So that is why I mentioned that your course, your continuous evaluation, which is in the class, is one thing. That is just a course completion. But apart from that, doing mini projects in every semester, having a capstone project that is again industry related, doing internships in a company. What happens many a times, many students do not get full internships. Okay, there's a lot of problem even there to get internship for everybody. Some of them get, some don't get. So you can do live project. You could do societal projects. You can do environment projects. There are plenty that you can do. So taking up those, analyzing that data, bringing out solutions itself is an immense experience for you. There are a lot of projects available even on the IOA portal, that is if you take that up, where from various industry. See, not every domain is interesting for everyone. Everyone has some kind of interest. Maybe you have in some women entrepreneurship, some have interest in something microfinance, or somebody has in some other engineering linked, maybe you like to extract data and clean it up and build something out of that or make an application out of it. So your interest could be varied. So you have from various industries, whether medical sciences or pharmacy or fashion, advertising, it could be anywhere. So data lies everywhere. So you can pick from anywhere, and only then you will actually understand what you're going to do out of it. Else, it is a common thing that, oh, there is some coding in this, and there is some computer and some software, and there is an aversion towards if maths is needed, this is number based, this is code based, and you don't like it. So unless and until you work with it and you get results and you use it, only then do you enjoy it. So I feel it is very important that it is a part of the system and the curriculum, and only then it helps you really enjoy it, what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sheetal. That was a great input. I think the final year students are not there. they have study holidays. Kindly pass this information to them because I understand that we struggle in finding internships. You know, students have a tension. They are running around for finding internships. So this was a very great input that you have got. You can directly get into some societal problems and pick it up and then solve on your own so that the industry also considers this as an exact internship. When you're taking up societal problems, there also you develop your HR skills, soft skills, because you talk to the people in that domain and find out how to solve their problems, and then you can claim that you have done a real-time problems. So that's a very good input. And as said, you can also look into the IOA site, Google hackathons, Kaggle hackathons, where they give you live projects. So you can take up that and you can solve. That will add to their credential in the interview process.
So just to add to that, if you go onto the IOA website, there are lots of case studies using real-world data, and you can see how other people have done it. You can have guided projects using real-world problems or non-guided projects. So if you're not sure where to begin, go and have a look, and it will give you some ideas, or use one of them.
Yeah, can I just continue with that? Because I would like you to also inform the students. Now, all these, they have got their IOA accreditation for the course. So how exactly this membership will help them in collaborating with industry or finding an internship, you just said, but about collaborating with industries or, how they can search for jobs or how they can improve their professional growth and so on.
So I would say it's really important to get a profile on LinkedIn. You need to get yourself seen, and you need to start building a portfolio. So we suggest creating projects, as Dr. Sheetal has said. We suggest that you do create your own projects, and you can show how you can apply your knowledge into the real world and how you're solving problems, particularly in an area that you're really passionate about. So build up your portfolio, and then people will find you. So places where you can put it, LinkedIn, on DataCamp, there's an area where you can create your own portfolio, and then you can be seen by employers, really important. There's platforms to chat and discuss on DataCamp and on DataQuest. You can go and chat on forums and talk to other people, talk to people who are already in that job and ask them, what do you recommend that I do? Where are there any good social networks that I can join? Any groups and communities? I would 100% say, go and have a look on Facebook. There are some great groups. And also on LinkedIn, there's some really good networks. So anywhere where you can build up your interactions with people already doing the jobs is really good. You get connections with people. They might say, hey, we're going to meet in a coffee shop. We meet every few weeks, and then you meet someone real. Then you meet people who are in various different businesses, banks, different places, lots of businesses, somewhere where you want to be part of it. And I would say start trying to meet people. Start talking to people, get real people to connect with you. And then you can build up many different ways. Think of it like an octopus. Many different tentacles into many different places. And this is going to make sure that you are being seen and being proactive. My sister is a really good example of this. She wanted to change career. It wasn't into data, but she wanted to change career into graphic design. And it's the mindset. It's the mindset of perseverance, and it's the mindset of finding lots of different people to meet, finding different networks, and this is how she finally got a job in graphic design. And she wasn't in that before, but she found out where the networks were meeting. She found out where the talks were being given. She met people, she connected with them. She put her portfolio onto the place where she wanted it to be seen. She found out where all of those companies look, and she started to put herself out there. So you need to put yourself out there, really, I would say. It's really good advice.
That's good. Thank you so much. And a quick question to the audience, especially the students. How many of you, she mentioned about social media, professional social media things. So how many of you have account on LinkedIn? Please raise your hands. So that's really good. So yeah, it's good, no? Our students are always updated.
Anyone already got a profile on DataCamp?
Yeah, you can clap. We can clap for ourselves. Because it was an input given to us from the panelists, and I already understand that they are already on the professional network. So they are like already like an octopus, as you mentioned.
Oh yeah, your first tentacle has grown. So now grow your other tentacles.
Thank you so much, and sir. So we have been hearing about all these things right now. To you, sir, from the academia side, you are looking after the accreditations and all that. So what are the challenges that universities like us face in bringing in this cutting edge technologies into the traditional curriculum that we have?
Well, I was listening to all these experts. Yeah, it's a huge challenge. It's again, as she was explaining, how do you create this per people is always a big challenge. Traditional focus has always been on domain knowledge, and interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary learning always, we used to talk about it, but not really done. So how do you integrate analytics tools into the traditional curriculum is always a challenge. For example, if you look at management or any profession, engineering, the moment we talk about analytics, we look at maybe a certification program, somebody offers a course on R or somebody says analytics with Python. So it never gets into a program. It is actually something outside, it's something like a value-added course or a certification program. But the challenge could be, how do you integrate that into a physics course or a chemistry course or a marketing course? It is something like, language, as he was saying, it is a new language. We don't teach English in any other programs, but we take classes in English, so your English also will improve. It is part and parcel of a program that, it happens in English. So how do you ensure that analytics probably becomes part and parcel of every subject that we teach? Whether you are talking about engineering or management or science or social science. That is actually a huge challenge, rather than offering analytics as a separate elective or a separate value-added program or a separate course offered by somebody. So that kind of an integration, I think, is very important, as you say, to ensure that you all speak the application language. That is probably the biggest challenge, as far as I understand, we are going to face. Not just QSAT, all institutions are going to face. It has to start probably at school level, because we are all looking at mugging up concepts and maybe reproducing them from an exam perspective. But how do you bring that data-driven thinking or analytic-driven thinking or examination system so that in all subjects this become part and parcel of the subject? That is the thing, but how do you do that? A long way to go, but hopefully it is happening. So some subjects in management, for example, we are integrating analytics into every subject. Every subject has a one module, but predominantly we teach them tools or applications of doing that, whether it's HR analytics, marketing analytics is part of marketing specialization. So that, I think, probably the way forward, rather than teaching analytics as a separate course, integrating analytics into every subject that you learn. Yeah.
Departments like Hindi, English, everybody should
Exactly.
have this because they cannot
Exactly.
live without
Rather than sending their students to you for learning analytics, they should be integrating that into their curriculum. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And to you, Dr. Libby, can you, I think for the students' point of, for their interest, I would like to ask you what skill set they should develop, exactly what tools do they, study right now to get into the industry, because how industries, the innovations have changed from the past to now. You've mentioned already making a data-driven decision, but into technology, what technology should they actually enhance themselves into directly? The computational tools and techniques, so that, and also a question along, what are the steps that academics or the universities should take to bridge the gap between industry and academia?
Thank you. Let me put one thing straight first for all of you. Don't think that getting into a course will guarantee you a long career. Don't think that way. Getting into a course is very much important, a course that is very much relevant. But keep on learning on those courses, on those subjects is also very much important. We used to call it learn, unlearn, relearn. You shouldn't be stopping somewhere. Okay, you should be happy that I am able to get into a course on analytics. Now a good job is guaranteed. It's not that way. It can just give you the skill set that are required to begin the journey. But if you're willing to spend time on those items that you are actually focusing on, for example, as already mentioned, analytics is a big area. As already sir mentioned, it is always better not to have a course on analytics, but integrate analytics into all the courses. That's how every organization does. For example, in the case of banking, I'm just not doing analytics, sitting alone and doing some analytics. Not that way. For marketing, we are doing marketing analytics. For loans, we are having credit analytics. For campaigns, we are having campaign analytics. For computation of risk, we are having risk analytics. For finding frauds, we are having fraud analytics. For operation excellence, we are having operation analytics. So it's a humongous set of areas where you are going to apply analytics. It's not a different set. It's not a different area, but it's a part of each and every area. So to begin with, you always should understand which is the best area for you. It's going to be banking analytics, it's going to be insurance analytics, it's going to be marketing analytics. Even analytics is there in space research also. So where you have to go, you have to focus, you have to learn, you have to understand. That depends on your choice, your interest. First of all, you have to understand, okay, this is the best area for me. Then, even if you reach the right track, you have to keep on running. You stand there still, you won't reach. You won't reach the goal. You won't reach the milestones. So, first of all, understand where you are, which is the area that you like, how you can integrate analytics into those areas. Then, I'm really happy to see that so many of you are having LinkedIn accounts. But having a LinkedIn account is not enough. In the beginning, it's shown that, okay, the LinkedIn profile of our honorable guest. What you have to do is, you should follow her. Only then you will be able to understand, okay, what all things are happening newly in the world of analytics. You should be following every single dominant personality in analytics through LinkedIn, through X, Facebook, WhatsApp, whichever medium you like, you follow them for information gain. Not for just joke, but information gain. See things in a different way. How I can acquire more knowledge, how I can see a better world through analytics is a question you have to answer, and you have to work on that one. And also already mentioned, just getting some textbook knowledge is not enough. Case studies is one of the most important areas that you have to work on always, because that's how actual problems are being solved. You can get so much data on around the world. For example, in Kaggle, you are getting more data. The IOA site will be getting more data. It's all about practicing, and getting expertise. Practice makes perfect. That's why main agenda behind the education system. So you should be understanding things, you should be learning things, you should be unlearning and relearning things. Then only you are going to be relevant in the area. You are going to sustain in those areas. Otherwise, even if you learn, if you join the course, you won't be able to sustain in your long-term careers. So, how you can learn more about case studies? Then, as already told, internships are a very good areas, because internships will actually give a light on how companies, how organizations works. How your knowledge can be used for problem solving inside an organization, you will be able to understand only through an internship. In my opinion, if you got an internship in a very good company, even if it is not paid, you should go for it. Because the knowledge you are going to gain through an internship is very bigger, much bigger than the amount that you are going to get as an internship fees. So, you should be having quest for knowledge and inquisitiveness for data. How the data is being arranged, and understand what data is it. Getting meaningful insights out of data. For example, there's a story I think many of you have heard about in the World War II, when so many flights are getting brought down. There was an analytics on that one. Because flights are getting hit, and which is the areas that is to be strengthened so that the flight won't get hit again. So flights are having different parts. The wings are there, the bike end is there, front end is there. When they took the data, what they have seen is that the wings are the areas where so much hits are happening. No flight is coming back which is hitting the back. So they don't have to strengthen the back area. But later they came to know that they have to strengthen the bike area because no flight is coming by because they are all falling down. That's why. But if you read the data inaccurately, you will strengthen the wings and you won't strengthen the bike area and you will again hit on. So, just getting the data is not enough. You have to understand what data is. There are so many tools that are available for understanding the data. For example, the mainly used tools are Python, R, then Tableau, Power BI. But don't limit yourself into these tools also. In my opinion, you should be a slave of your tools. This tool should be a slave of you. You should be using it so vigorously that every single problem you will be able to solve using one of the tools. Because the data will be so big, it's going to be big data, not small data. So for big data, you need high quality tools. So whatever you are learning, you should be an expert in those tools. But always willing to understand that, okay, this tool can go away tomorrow and a new tool can come. Learn every tool in such a way that you can learn any new tool that is coming. But primarily, right now, the world is running mainly on Python, R, and Tableau and Power BI. And SQL, SQL is one of the most important things. It will keep on changing. So, be willing to understand every data. Be willing to use all kinds of tools available. And if you are having the right attitude, a rich career is awaiting you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Liby. Now we will, okay, students, from the audience, not students, any questions that you want to ask the panelists? Maybe we can take one or two. I know it's lunch time. So when will you leave us for lunch would be the question that you want to ask. But anything, because he says, we have more time, please ask them. That's what you're saying, right? Okay, so, but it's, they are important. Listening is important then. So any questions, any other specific doubts you have regarding anything, regarding IOA, ISDC, analytics, industry, academia? Yes? Or maybe one more question, then we will wind up. So, okay, so then we will wind up. What about, shall we?
Any questions, anybody? You have any doubts in any area, you can ask.
Okay, I think the students, they have a problem in finding internships actually. I don't know how to help them out. Maybe this time I'm asking for their benefit. I find this as a head of the department, we have 3 courses in PG courses in computer science, and then now we have accredited all the 3 courses with IOA, but then finding internships, is really a problem. So one option was that they can take from real time, from the IOA site, and then they can solve societal problems. But otherwise, I don't, do you think mostly all the industries offer internships? Or is there a way to pursue the industries to come in and give us internships through the Central Placement Office? How to increase the companies to come in and take our students? What should we do?
Normally, every company has require resources because they have to solve problems. Normally, companies are happy to offer internships. The only thing that they are looking for is whether resource coming is a quality resource, because they don't have time to waste if the resource is not a quality one. If the resource is a quality one, they are more than happy to acquire them also, normal cases. It doesn't mean that, okay, you get an internship tomorrow, the job is guaranteed. It's not that way. But normally companies are having policies for getting internship people, because they are actually looking for future employees, I mean. Internships are not offered just because, okay, somebody is coming for an internship, so okay, I'll give it. It's not that way. But if the resource is a quality one, and if the organization is looking for a resource in that area, then definitely, normally, organizations will offer internships. But I think for all organizations, some kind of HR policy will be there, mainly because there should be a separate way for applying for the resource. For example, in our organization, the HR is deciding on such areas. They will be working on with companies, with colleges, with schools, with institutes, to find quality resources who are willing to come as for internships. And based on the internship experiences, people may or may not get posted in the organization. That's purely an organizational decision. But normally, organizations are happy to have people for internships if the resource is a quality one.
I'll just add to that. So, yes, my experience has been with business schools for almost 25 years, and so internship is a compulsory part of it. And over the years, always summer internships have been a problem, and 2 to 3 months is there for all the postgraduates, MBA students. Same applies even for engineering students. I think you have 3 months. Some colleges have even for 5 or 6 months. But getting into an organization, yes, now getting the organization to the colleges, as you mentioned, largely the role is played by the placement cell and of course the HR of the companies, so where it happens. And companies do look for offering to prospective candidates and they give them the pre-placement offer. The PPO follows after the internship. That is one way, because the industry would have looked at the candidate, and then if they are good, it saves them a lot of time to repeat that process. Again, headhunting. So they don't have to do that. It works well for both the ways, for the candidates and colleges and the industry. Again, having the same thing what Sir just mentioned, but our population is so huge, that cannot cater to everybody getting very good internships. Now, it also depends on how skilled are you. When you're going to classes, if we are having 60 in a class, how many in those 60 are actually listening and imbibing the subjects? Many are just exam oriented. Many are just not interested. So the ones who actually grasp the subjects and are good at it, definitely they all get it. So you look at yourself, how much you are taking in all the subjects, how much are you getting skilled, and how much you are delivering. Even the internships happen through the interview. It is not that randomly people are picked. It doesn't happen like that. You are going through the process, even for internship. So you have to be good at your subjects. You have to be good at whatever you're learning. And adding on to this analytics, as Mr. Liby mentioned, I'm right name for that, that if you are doing an analytics course, just don't think that only if this designation has, this is a common thing from all the students. If this is only a data analyst, business analyst, or this is a marketing role, I'm not going to take it. Or this is a sales role, I don't want this job. If these are the kind of conditions that most of the students have it in the beginning, it's very difficult for you to enter into the industry. I've always advised students, just go in for any company which is of your interest. It could be a starting marketing job, including for engineers. It applies to everyone, not only for management students. It is across, I'm telling, for all of you seated here. You like a company, you like the product, or you like that, the place or the culture. You take up the job, whichever it is. Most of the students, my PGDM students, even if they've taken in marketing, I've always told 6 months down the line, your skill will not go anywhere. For sure, in 6 months, you are into that analytics role which you are looking for. But if you're not entering the company itself and sitting outside that and been waiting for no, this is my dream job and this only has to come to me, it's extremely difficult. Very, very difficult. So first enter the company, and your skill will automatically show up. You are already good in so many things. You will move into that role. Max 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or 8 months, you are there. So please go ahead with that. Be good in your subjects, be good in your learning, whatever you like, scale up in that. And don't sit and wait that the dream job will come. Go and work. You work from one, you reach into the dream job that you like. So that is what I want to add.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sheetal. So we'll wind up this discussion. It was so fruitful, and thank you so much, Dr. Sheetal, Ms. Claire, Dr. Sam, sir, Dr. Libby, and active participation from the audience as well. And we'll wind up this panel discussion, hoping it was a fruitful experience for you. Thank you.
Thanking all for the panel discussion and thanking the participants for your keen listening. And we CUSAT would like to give a token of love to Ms. Claire Hodgson. I invite Dr. Sam Thomas sir to give the present as part of CUSAT to Ms. Claire Hodgson. I would invite Judy ma'am to give the token of love to Dr. Sheetal Mahendher as a part of CUSAT. I invite Harir sir to give the token of love from CUSAT to Dr. Liby Mathew. And now the ISDC would like to give honor to Judy ma'am and Harir sir. Judy ma'am, Sam sir and Harir sir may please receive it. Libby sir, you may please also receive that from ISDC. Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for lunch. All may have the lunch from the guest house. Participants, before leaving, you may get the token from ISDC collected from here. They have something for you. All the participants may collect it and go for the lunch. Again, thanking you all for being here and thanking all for the listening. Thank you.